Real quick, logistically speaking, this homework is due on Monday. We're taking 2 days for it, then we'll continue on. Real fast, how many people are in choir and will be gone Thursday and Friday? Choir people? Thanks. Good. Not that I say you shouldn't be, I'm just, for your class, it'll be much easier for all of us. Okay. All right, you guys ready? So, there we go. You guys are, or should have, okay, so, in our calculators, who has gotten there? This is, look, this is what you're supposed to be using. Put this in what? Matrix A, right? What order is this matrix? What did you guys type in?
3 by 4.
Perfect, 3 by 4. Then you go out of the matrix menu, go to the home screen, go back to matrix, go to math, scroll down to RREF, hit that. Then go grab matrix A, the name from the matrix menu. What did you guys get after doing all of that work? What should our answer be at the very end? On the left-hand side of the dot, 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 what's there?
722.
It's really easy to put it in wrong. It's really easy to put it in wrong. But what's on the left? Remember, L is left. This is your left-hand hand, so it makes an L. Did I learn that when they were like in elementary school? This is your left hand. Anyway. What's on the left?
You just blew my mind.
Isn't that cool? What's on the left? You guys ever learn how to multiply by 9 with your fingers? Have I showed you this?
No.
No?
It's like
Okay. 9 times 1. What do I want? 9 times 2. 9 times 1. 9 times 1. Put down your first finger. How many fingers are left? 9. 9 times 2. Count 2. 18. 9 times 3. 27. 9 times 4. 36. 9 times 5. 45. 9 times 6. 54. 9 times 7. 63. 9 times 8. 72. 9 times 9. 81. 9 times 10. 9.
You're just twiddling your fingers now. I didn't even see it.
Wait, really? You can't see? 9 times 1. Put down the 1. How many fingers are left?
9.
9 times 2. Count 1, 2. Put down your second finger. What's left?
8.
Oh, wow.
18. 1, 8, right?
Okay, I see it.
9 times 3. 27. It keeps going.
Now
Yeah. 9 times 11. Learn your times table. All right, so what's on the left?
1, 0.
The identity matrix, right? The identity matrix. True. This is what we want to be able to get by hand. All right, so we all used our calculators. Yay, it does it. Now it's time for us to do it. Here we go. It's our turn. Wait, why did Nathan just say you already have a 1 nice? We're starting in the first column and we're establishing the 1. Let's go ahead and focus. Focus, 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 focus. We already have the established 1 for the first column. So we do not have to multiply by the reciprocal. But if we told our computer to always multiply by the reciprocal, then question, what would be 1 over 1? We'd be fine. Okay. Then the computer or the programming says, hey, get the rest of the elements, the rest of the rows in column 1 to become 0. But how? Good. Multiply the established 1 row by the opposite coefficient for each, and then add. So, how are we going to do that? We're going to go ahead and say, I'm going to put the stuff over here, because over there is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of awkward. Okay, so, row 1 stays the same. Rewrite it. Row 1 stays the same. He's great. He has his established 1. We're good. Row 2, not good. So we're going to go ahead and multiply row 1 by the opposite of -1, which is just 1. Okay. Then we're going to add that to row 2 and put that in row 2. For row 3, we're going to multiply the top row, row 1, by the opposite, which is -2, and we're going to add that to row 3, putting that in row 3. Now, if you need to, once again, you can do these operations off to the side. Remember, these operations say look to the previous to get the future. Look to the past to get to the future. Hey, that's kind of actually wise. But anyway, if you need to, you can always go off to the side and actually write row 1 and say, okay, this is row 1 plus row 2. You can write row 2. You can actually do this off to the side if you want to, if you're too afraid of the mental math. You can do that. You can write row 1 to do this operation. You can write row 2 and you can add them. But you can also mental math them. For instance, what's 1 plus negative 1? 0. What's negative 4 plus 3? You can look up here and not have to write it off to the side, but you can write it off to the side if that helps you get it right. What's 3 minus 1? 2. What's 5 minus 3? 2. Mental mathers, double check me. Am I good?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you would have gotten if you had done it off to the side. Now, I am not going to show this step again. I'm not going to show that again, but long story short, you can, off to the side or on scratch paper, actually write out each of these operations and do them the long way. Okay? Why would that be helpful? Well, row 1 plus row 2 is kind of easy, right? What would be a little bit harder? Why would that be harder? Because it all of a sudden says multiply everybody by negative 2 and then add it to row 3. Remember the mental math from yesterday, keeping facts in our head? If that doesn't work, and maybe I'll write one more. If that doesn't work, you could go through and multiply row 1 by 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 4 times negative 2 is 8. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. You could rewrite row 3. You could actually do this operation off to the side and not have to stress about holding in all that mental math. Okay, so once again, you can show your row operations off to the side. Okay? At that point, or at this point, now I'm not going to write it anymore. But now that we have it written anyway, all right, let's use it. Let's just make sure we got it right. So then, negative 2 times 1 plus 2 is 0. Negative 2 times negative 4 plus 0 is 8. As you can see off to the side. Right? Negative 2 times 3 plus negative 4, negative 10. Negative 2 times 5 plus 6, negative 4. Alright, so once again, this stuff off to the side is all optional, yeah? Alright, column 1, how's he looking? Pretty good, he's solid. So now it's our turn, or our time, to move on to column 2. According to our steps, where do we start in column 2? Establishing the 1. Where is he supposed to go? Follow the diagonal, right there. How are we going to get that negative 1? Oh, no, it's not showing. How are we going to get that negative 1 to be a positive 1? Negative 1/4. Look at the second row, second entry. We need to go diagonally. I need negative 1 to become positive 1. Can't I just multiply row 2 by the opposite sign? Oh, sorry, by the reciprocal, my bad. So I could do 1 over negative 1 times row 2 into row 2. Is it still not showing? Multiply a second row by negative 1. I try to get him back up. Multiply the second row by negative 1. So, negative row 2 into row 2. I took him off and I'm bringing him back. Hopefully he comes. There he is. So the computer would think of it this way. The computer would say, oh, I'm supposed to do 1 over whoever is there. Dun-dun-dun. Since we're not robots, you could just say negative either way. Into row 2. 0 times negative 1 is 0. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. There he is. 2 times negative 1, negative 2, and then 2 times negative 1, negative 2. We have not changed row 1 or 3 because we're supposed to establish the 1 first. Now I just wrote that all in black. I have no idea. There we go. Row 1 stays the same. Row 3 stays the same. Do I have my established one? And the answer is yes. What do I need to get now? Zeros. And how do I get zeros? I take whatever that row is that has the 1, which was row 2. I multiply row 2. I multiply row 2 by the opposite coefficient to get row 1. Row 1's coefficient is a negative 4, so the opposite coefficient would be a positive 4. Adding it to row 1 into row 1.
Are the 2's supposed to be negative?
Oh, did I just do it too fast? I rewrote them wrong, sorry guys. -2 is actually guys we were talking about.
Yeah.
So 0 times -1, -1 times -1, 2 times -1, 2 times -1. Thanks for catching that mistake. I think some others of you caught it, you were just kind of like it was. But once again, I am multiplying row 2 by the opposite coefficient of -4, which is positive 4, adding to row 1. And for row 3, I am multiplying by the opposite coefficient, so opposite of 8 is -8. Adding it to row 3 to get into row 3. Basically, it's quick elimination without actually having to write much. Keeping the second row, because he has his established 1, we're good. The first row. Now it gets a little crazy, ready? Find some math caps, I'm doing the first row. 4 times row 2 plus row 1, element by element, or entry by entry. What's 4 times 0 plus 1? 4 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1, right? 4 times 1 is 4. Minus 4 is 0. 4 times -2 is -8 plus 3? -5. 4 times -2 is -8. -8 plus 5 is -3. Remember, if you need to write those little facts off to the side when you do it, that is totally fine. You can multiply all of row 2 by 4, write it out, plus write out all of row 1 and add them together. For row 3, I'm taking row 2, multiplying each entry by -8, adding to row 3. So, what's 0 times -8 plus 0? 0. What's -8 times 1 plus 8? 0. What's -8 times -2 minus 10? That's -8 times -2. That's positive 16. 16 minus 10 is 6. -8 times -2 is positive 16 minus 4. 12. Mental mathers, double check me. How are we doing? -8 times -2, 16 minus 10 is 6. -8 times -2, 16 minus 4 is 12. Good. Second column, how are these looking? He's looking great. So far, column 1 is staying good with the established 1, then column 1 and column 2 are good. It's now my time or my turn to turn my attention to column number 3. To do column number 3, what's my very first thing to do? Establish the 1, which means I'm looking at that 6. How do I establish a 1? How do I change that 6? Multiply by, good, 1 over the reciprocal. Sorry, the reciprocal of 6, so 1 over 6. Times row 3 into row 3. 1/6 is 0, 0. 1/6 is 0, 0. 1/6 of 6, 1. 1/6 of 12. 12 over 6 is 2. Row 1 and row 2 stay the same. So I wasn't working with them, I was working with only establishing my 1. Do I have my established 1? And the answer is, oh yeah. So now I need zeros up above, right? So if I need a 0 in the -5 spot, I multiply my row with the established 1 or row 3 by the opposite coefficient to make the -5 0. Multiply row 3 times 5, add it to row 1 into row 1. To get -2 to be 0, I multiply row 3 by the opposite or 2. Add it to row 2 into row 2. And that is what we've done. Row 3, he's good. Row 3 is good, I'm leaving him. Who are we going to do first, row 1 or row 2? I don't care. 2? Okay. So, row 2, I'm doing this operation. I'm multiplying every entry in row 3. I'm doubling it and adding it to row 2. So what's double of 0 plus 0? Got it. What's double of 0 plus 1? 1. What's double 1 minus 2? 2 times 1 is 2 minus 2 is 0. What's 2 times 2 minus 2?
2.
4 minus 2 is 2. Oh, we are right there. It's time for row 1. Multiply every element in row 3 by 5, add it to row 1. 5 times 0 plus 1. 5 times 0 plus 0. 5 times 1 minus 5. 5 times 2, 10. Minus 3, 7. Oh my goodness. Look at you old computers. 7, 2, 2. Dun, 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 dun. Once again, I haven't taught you how to speak to a computer and tell it what to do, but I have hopefully shown you a system, a systematic approach that can be repeated for whatever is given in a matrix in order to solve. Now, in binary, that just got a little intense. Good thing we have programming languages that aren't just binary. All right. Oh, wait a minute. We've already talked about this, right, guys? Reduced row echelon form means go all the way. Okay, so don't stress about writing all this down, but what I do want you to do is go back to our notes where we wrote reduced row echelon. Can you guys also write down Gauss-Jordan elimination? Let me go back also. Let's not stress about this page, but where we first talked about reduced row echelon form, we're going all the way, right? This is where we first wrote it. You might want to highlight or start it to start. We didn't make a whole note about it, but we've already been doing it. Reduced row echelon form. What does it mean? Go all the way. I'm going to be a little more specific. Go all the way to an identity matrix, right? Main diagonal of 1s, 0s everywhere else in the square matrix coefficient part. So reduced row echelon form, go all the way. 0s on the bottom and on the top. And then note number 2, it's also called Gauss-Jordan elimination. So row echelon form, it was just called Gaussian elimination. You guys actually saw that before, whether or not you remember it. If I can spell one. Elimination, right? Why does that look weird? Did I spell that right? Huh. This looks funny. Gauss-Jordan elimination. Just another snazzy name of saying go all the way. Reduce row echelon form, go all the way to an identity. Alright, now. If you kind of we're just talking, if this is actually a kind of fun system if you like mental math. If you hate mental math, sorry, you're not like this, but we'll power through together until hopefully we get to something that you do like more. In your notes, and even in your book, sometimes it is going to say solve using your calculator. Sometimes it is going to say solve using your calculator. So I wanted to give you guys this example just to say hey, you can use your calculator. But didn't we just use our calculator on the problem before? Okay, here's what I want you to do with this one. Ready? You have just seen me go all the way through this example, this type of example. I want you guys to use your calculator to check your answer once you get to it. So, I'm going to freeze the screen. I'm going to be back here playing with my matrices. I'm going to let you guys get a head start to see if you can follow the system. Now, I'm going to go ahead and write the matrix first, because just a few of you might forget to put zeros in the right spot. I'm going to write the matrix first. And so we take the coefficients, and if there is nothing there, like there's no x term in the second, we just have to make it a 0. guys want to do kind of like what I did in the last example. You could technically kind of set up what you're going to need to do. Ooh, you're going to get out of room on that one. It's not gonna be No, I don't mean that in a horrible way. I just wrote it too big. Like, I don't have much space on my page, right? You guys all start freaking out. I need to write a lot smaller. If you guys want to set up like I did, we're going to have to establish our 1 first. Then we're going to have to get zeros. That will get us column 1. We're going to have to establish our 1 for column 2. Then we're going to have to get zeros for column 2. You're going to need 6 boxes altogether. Then we're going to need to establish the 1 for column 3. Then we're going to have to get zeros for column 3. Whew, then we're done. 6 boxes altogether. I had to actually go to a new page. That's really dumb. All right. I'm going to start you off with the first one, then I'm going to let you go. You should establish the 1 in the very first spot, which is this one right here. You establish the 1 by multiplying everybody there by 1/2. Check your very first one filling in. Those 2 and 3 should have stayed the same. Half of row 1, half of 2 is 1, half of 1 is, oh no, it's a fraction. -1/2, half of 3 is 3/2, half of 24 is 12. Nope, just 1/2, right? You guys notice row 2 already has a 0. That's kind of nice, right? That would be nice to fractions. You're wondering what you should be doing next? Row 2 is fine, it already had a 0. Row 3 needed a 0. So -7 row 1 plus row 3 into row 3 should have been your operation. You're scared of the fractions. I'm just going to talk it out. Some of you are ahead of me, just ignore me. You're trying to get there to the end on your own. For those of you guys that are like, fractions are gross. At this point, we're multiplying all of row 1 by -7, adding it to row 3. -7 times -1/2 is 7/2. 7/2 minus 5 or minus 10/2. You would have to think of the 5 in halves, so like times 2/2. So 7/2 minus 10/2 would be -3/2. -7 times 3/2 would be -21/2. -21/2 plus 0 would just be -21/2. Negative 7 times 12 is negative 84. Negative 84 plus 6 would be negative 78. Those of you that are ahead, pause, rewind, double check. Do you have a step that matches mine? I'm going slowly and carefully. But it's still nice to know. If any mental mathers are backing me up. Anybody backing me up yet? Nice.
Put a pass for you for the game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Thanks.
All yours.
Who's going to the game tomorrow? Oh, where do you are?
It's 2 hours.
It's only 1 hour away.
Yeah. Go to Disneyland after. Go to
Traffic
downtown
might be a little bit more. You guys should go. It'll be great.
What?
No, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. Today's the draft meet. Go out to the field, support travel.
School spirit.
Let's do it. What's in for me?
School spirit? Considering others?
It's getting really out of hand.
Cheering for misfortune of those I know.
You guys do 1/2 row 2 into row 2? You gotta establish the 1. 1/2 times 0, 1/2 times 2, 1/2 times negative 3, 1/2 times 14. Row 1 is good. Row 1 and 3 stay the same. Establish the 1. Some of you guys wanted more numbers. Hey, I'm giving it to you. Look, where are the variables? Nowhere. Well, I mean, let's look at them.
51 fourths. I'm done with it at this point.
Do you guys go back? Double check my step. It should match one of yours. Maddie, does it match? Yeah. Okay. 1/2 times 0. Ooh, hey, row 2 stays the same. Let's just do 1. Rewrite numbers. We can do that. 1/2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. 1/2 times 1 minus 1/2 is 0. That's nice. 1/2 times negative 3 halves is negative 3/4. Negative 3/4 plus 3 halves is multiplied by 2 over 2, 6/4. Negative 3/4 plus 6/4 is 3/4. 1/2 times 7 is 7 halves. 7 halves. 7 halves. 7 halves plus 24 halves, I think, is 31 halves. 3 halves times 0 plus 0 is 0. Nice. 3 halves times 1 minus 3 halves is 0. Starts off easy. 3 halves times negative 3 halves is negative 9 fourths. Negative 9 fourths minus 21 halves. We have to multiply by top and bottom.
Yeah, at first
Negative
it's
40.
not that
I
bad.
know, right?
And then it quickly gets worse.
Negative 9 fourths minus 42 fourths would end up being negative 51 fourths, right?
Wait a second.
I think this has crossed the threshold from
Fun to really fun? I know. Okay.
76 over
mental
17.
math. Do I need a calculator to write it down?
3 halves times 7 is 21 halves. 21 halves minus 78 would be minus 156 halves, which ends up, I think, to be negative 135 halves, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And you did all of this without a calculator. Wait, so literally we're gonna have to do it without a calculator.
Nothing this hard, please.
You might not have as many fractions.
Okay.
But wait!
Because fractions.
You guys matching me?
Yes, but I mean,
Okay.
I use my calculator to use part of the
Just checking.
Instead, you have to use your calculator to solve this math.
I mean, it's not really.
Not at this point.
Yeah, it's not mental math. There's too many steps in order.
Now I need a 1. Where do I need a 1 at?
Row 3.
Because look, he's good. He's good. No matter what, guys, we only have 2 more. That's the nice thing of the system.
I'm close.
I need to make this guy to be a 1 by multiplying by the reciprocal, which would be negative 4/51. You're welcome.
That's not necessary.
Yeah, multiply 135 over 2.
Negative 4/54.
76 over 17 times 3 halves.
Oh, it's 0, 0, 1. Wait, is it 54th or 51st? It's
51st.
51st. Thank you.
114 over 17.
51 fourths. So we have negative 135 halves times 4 over 51 with a negative. That's going to be a 1, that's going to be a 2. That's going to be a 270. Does that reduce? Ooh, 90 17ths. I'm trusting her. Everyone double check 90 17ths. 3 goes into 51 17 times, that's true. And we had 270, yeah, that works.
I think I'm there.
Oh, see, I need to rewrite my top 2 rows.
As long as I am, I think I'm there.
Oh, running out of room. 1 0 3 fourths 0 1 3 fourths.
You gotta make them both like, oh my. No.
Do I have 3 fourths and negative 3 halves? Is that right? And 31 halves and 7. Woo! No matter what, we only have 1 more step to go. We just gotta multiply row 3 by negative 3 fourths.
I'm pretty sure I got lost in math and had the wrong answer.
Multiply by the opposite. Okay, so you should learn to program. One times 3 halves minus 3 halves, 0. 3 halves times 90 17ths. That's 270 34. No, I'm doing it. Plus. That'd be 8 and 2 and 238 over.
No, actually, I got it right. It's 8 and 3. So it would be
8 and 2, 21. That works. That'd be 5. 608 34ths. What does that reduce to?
Something wrong.
3 or 4 17. Then we have negative 3 fourths.
That's wrong.
It is. Is someone not double check our mental?
Wait, it's
It's 254.
Well, I can't say I didn't try. Are you? Please come here. I'm gonna give you this, like one of these.
Remember, by hand will just be one part of the test. Can I give you one with my hand?
Thank you. It's no wonder many of us use.
Are these nice numbers? Are
This
these
is
the
why
type
people
of
learned
nice
how to
numbers?
program computers. They didn't want to do all the stuff by hand. Well, some people did. Couldn't figure
Yeah,
it
but
anyway.
those are the people who have no future.
No, Tyler, those are these out of all of the future.
Oh wait, I'm
money
supposed to go to
we're gonna
68.
Wait, that's so.
You know, smart people figure out how to solve their problems to find the final answer.
I like the.
That's R, yeah. I don't know at this point.
Yeah.
Tyler, do you think there's a direct correlation between?
Alright, some of you guys have already gone to your calculator. Most of you should like this step.
This second one's wrong.
something is a little off, so someone's mental math, you check my mental math, we made the same mistake. Something's weird.
Or everything is
Plug in a
wrong.
3x4. What do we got? 2, -1, 3, 24. 0, 2, -3, 14. 7, -5, 0, 6. Second matrix map, RREF, you scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Matrix A. Oh no, they give you horrendously nasty decimals. What on earth are we supposed to do with decimals? You go hit the math button, you go hit the 2 fraction button, and then you say, hey, what's going on? And oh my goodness, I'm right. I'm right. Yeah, I am. I should have done this up here so you guys could see it. You had me doubting myself, thinking that Maddie and I and Nathan and others made the same mistake.
We didn't have you say that.
Armed matrix. Oh, I need the other page, huh? Hold on, because this will be useful for you guys. Because decimals. Oh no, what's going on?
What's
Oh, I'm in calculating all of a sudden.
What's your matrix?
It is 250.
Is it?
Oh great, it froze on the calculus one. That's not helpful.
Yeah.
We could do calculus.
Now we know
That's all
sum
it
of
is.
2y and y is 3 over 2.
Hold on, I'm turning it off. You guys tell me the matrix. Sorry.
2 -1 24.
See it?
0.
No. 2,
-3,
-3,
14,
14. What's the last one?
7.
Oh no. Oh, 7 is this one. Got it.
Yeah.
-5,
0, 6.
0, 6. Guys, how do we do RREF? This is the one that you're supposed to like, because that means you're allowed to be using your calculator, right? How do we do RREF?
Second matrix.
Second matrix. Go to the math. What number is it or letter is it? Is it a letter?
Like it's I think. Just scroll down and take it.
And then matrix A. Now remember, I just said you get nasty decimals, right? Aww. We were wrong. But wait, math. You can change anything to a fraction, right?
Or no. Not a problem.
Oh my goodness gracious. Doesn't that look like what we got?
No.
You got 304.
So we almost got it. We got 196 16ths. If something went a little bit wrong in.
Of course, a little bit wrong means you get the entire point off. So
Kiddos, wait a minute. I had to keep you a whole minute after. Why are we packing up? Alright, I'll give you 60 extra seconds if you guys want to stay packed up. So, what did we not get to go over today?
Great example.
Solve the system using matrices, using your calculator. Wait a minute. How are we gonna do this in our calculator? Nope, you guys stay. You guys start packing up early. You guys stay for 60 seconds. We should learn. Is our calculator gonna like non-square systems?
No.
No, it's gonna say a 3x3. I can't do it. So what are you gonna add into the last column? 0, 0, 0. Then put. What are we gonna do on this one? It's not gonna like it unless we do 0, 0, 0, 0. I want you guys, when you get to these types in homeworks, do that. Finish the square matrix. A column of zeros here to make it nice, and a row of zeros here to make it nice. And let's see what our calculator tells us. We'll talk about those weird type things tomorrow. Otherwise, homework. So, sorry, Monday. Nope, you still have 15 seconds. You guys started packing up early. Maybe you'll learn. I'm not running any tardy classes. It's your fault. You better hurry. Section 8.1. Due on Monday. The weird examples. See what your calculator tells us. We'll talk about it then. 5, 4, 3, 2, and don't pack out early next time.
I
Bye.
left my shoes untied. No.
You guys too.
Tyler, your shoes untied.
I know, Caleb.
Did you know that your shoes untied?
I hate you.
All I want is step on your shoes.
I want you to fall.
I know, Tyler. Most of my friends can do.